Dr. Eric Dubow, a psychology professor at Bowling Green State University, led a study in Palestine and Israel, examining how ethnic violence impacts families.
It's collective trauma, certainly for the Palestinians who, Gaza has been leveled. Over 50% of their infrastructure is gone. Um, that's going to be a collective trauma that folks will experience for years to come. All throughout our project, we're assessing exposure to ethnic political violence, and it's much, much higher among the Palestinian sample than it is among the Israeli sample. In our research, we are pretty certain that that's why the outcomes for in terms of post-traumatic stress and in terms of aggression are higher among the Palestinian sample than among the Israeli sample, because the Palestinian sample is exposed at a lot higher level to ethnic political violence than the Israelis are.
Walaa Kanan, a Palestinian-American activist and therapist, has a deep personal connection to the violence unfolding overseas.
My parents were born and raised in Palestine, and I would say most of my extended family lives in Palestine as well. And I think I feel confident saying that I don't know a single Palestinian who hasn't had a family member either detained by the IDF or killed by the IDF. Even people who haven't had losses within their family were sitting with a lot of deep grief, because these are our people and this is our home, regardless of if they're blood related to us or not.
Kanan says that it's too often where Palestinians feel like they have to prove their own humanity to lawmakers.
I'm thinking of one person in particular who had significant losses in their family, and every time we're doing something at city council or the state house or something, we kind of have her come to tell her story, just to try to get these politicians to kind of humanize the experience a little bit. But it's also an extremely demoralizing thing to be like, look at this picture of my obliterated family, please care. It's a very dehumanizing experience, I think, to the people who have been killed, as well as to the people who are having to do that.
On Saturday, thousands gathered outside ICE headquarters in Washington, D.C., demanding an end to U.S. support for Israel. But speaking out comes with risks. Mahmoud Khalil, a U.S. permanent resident, has been detained by ICE without charges after helping mediate pro-Palestinian protests at Columbia University last summer.
It's very scary that people are being arrested by people in plain clothes. Usually people who are authority figures like the police or ICE or whatever are supposed to be identifiable people. So people just kind of kidnapping somebody wearing regular clothes, this is not an arrest, this is a kidnapping.
It's part of a wider crackdown. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has ordered diplomats to monitor social media for posts critical of the U.S. or Israel.
Every time I find one of these lunatics, I take away their visa.
More than 300 visas have already been revoked. But for Kanan and other activists, now is not the time to stay silent.
Those actually in Palestine are suffering at levels that don't compare to anything we're experiencing here, like censorship. Those in power are banking on your fear, and they are banking on their ability to intimidate you into cowardice. And why would we let them win?
Reporting for BG24, I'm Kelly Doyle.